It's Tuesday. It's Mark Pyers. It's real.
I was walking down the road today, looking for another way to ease my mind and help my living.
It's Real Talk. It's the daily vlog, Mark Pyers Real Talk. I'm here to help you make smarter moves, to amplify your current state. And I'm here with you on Tuesday, day 330 in a row of the Mark Pyers Real Talk show. And we've been going strong since December 31st. And there's never been a slow day. I think they've all been long. I'm sorry about that. If you're looking for a 1-minute show, just move on. So this is take 2. I tried to do this a few moments ago and we had an issue. The computer was very laggy. And I checked, and YouTube, Facebook, everything was laggy as well. So I'm going to have to erase all those, but we'll do the whole show over again. I'm heading to the city today. Very excited to go down to just be a part of the entrepreneur event that Stage 2 Startups is putting on today down in Sullivan Theater, I think it is. And this is about, obtaining funding, which to me, I'm very interested in figuring that out, especially with where we are, the stage that we're at right now with Beat Seat. Where all of a sudden, Her used it the other day in a live performance, which will not be seen by the public until mid-December. But my wife and I saw the performance yesterday. And oh my goodness, guys. It's the most amazing thing in the world. You see the first shot is Carrington's hands on the snare of the beat seat. That's the first shot that Vivo has. And then they pan back. And as they come backwards, you see her sitting in front. And then the whole band. Oh my goodness, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And the worst part about it is I can't show it to you yet. Here's the thing. If I actually go out and show that, there's a good chance that I get phone calls and, letters sent to me saying cease and desist. Because that's one of the biggest artists on the planet right now. So I'm going to hang tight until Dave says, hey, Mark, shoot that out to the world. But until then, I'm keeping those images and that video to myself. My wife and I are keeping it to ourselves. But guys, I got some pictures too, unbelievable in-action photos. In action. So very excited about that. And then so I get a message from Dave afterwards saying Carrington loved the beat seat. Loved it. He wants one. And then he said Vivo loved it. They loved the way it looked. They loved the way it sounded. So I said, please tell Vivo to get in touch with me. They should have one for every performance. You want to keep a nice stripped down performance for your Vivo performances? Get rid of the cajon. Get yourself a beat seat. Differentiate. This is the thing I keep talking about. In life, you get one chance to show yourself as being unique. Differentiation is massive. And right now, as an artist, you have the ability to take this instrument that the world is not seeing yet and differentiate. You could just appear different than everything else. And it's not going to cost you thousands of dollars to do that. That's the craziest thing. You get a hand-built quality instrument for $300 and up, but $300 for hand-built quality in the United States of America, double the size of a cajon, 4 playable panels, and you could differentiate your performance from everybody else out there. And then you could sit next to the best percussionist in the world, and you could say, hey, buddy, yeah, let's see you keep up with me, and I'm not good. But I can use all 4 appendages, and you could only use 2. And they could watch you tapping your feet on the ground, which is very interesting to me. It still makes me laugh. I'll see these amazing drummers and percussionists going crazy on their cajons, and if you watch their feet, they're desperately needing a beat seat. They're tapping their feet rapidly on the ground, creating a beat on the floor. And I'm thinking, just instead of going like this, you just kick sideways. Use those heels, buddy. Kick them right into the side of that beat seat. Kick, snare, kick, snare. It's a wrap. You just need one. That's it. Everyone needs one. I think it's personally, everyone in the world needs to let out stress. Everyone in the world deals with it in their own way. But if you could find a way to relieve yourself of that stress, wouldn't you? That's the thing that I don't get. realistically, it's like you have to pay thousands of dollars for someone to help you with that typically. Or you can find a nice sensory instrument that just lets you just explore, let it all out. That's what I'm most excited about, guys, the sensory application to the Beat Seat. I'm pumped that Carrington Brown wants a Beat Seat. I'm supposed to go down and meet him right now. But I have a 6 o'clock appointment at this entrepreneur event, so time's running short on me. I'm not sure how I'm going to get down to do both because he's in New Jersey. However, the door is open. Carrington and I are like texting each other. We're going to catch up, whether it's today, tomorrow, the next day, whatever it is. I'm going to have a face-to-face with him and shoot a video of Her's drummer sitting on a Beat Seat telling me why he likes the Beat Seat better than a cajon. Is that not the most amazing thing in the world? As somebody who's been pushing this instrument since I invented it in 2011, I think it is, you're always looking for someone to just tell you, yeah, you did the right thing. You did something that I needed. You created something for me. And when I got that note yesterday from Carrington saying, I love it. I love it. I love the way it sounds. It feels amazing. That to me is almost as important as how it sounds, how it feels. When you sit on a cajon, if you have ever sit on a cajon before, it's very uncomfortable. It's underneath you. Your legs have to spread completely wide, spread eagle, so you can get your hands in there to play it. We've designed something comfortable to sit on, upright. You don't have to hurt your back. You can get more tone out of this thing than you can get out of any drum on the planet. I can guarantee you that. Actually, no, I can't guarantee that because I haven't played every drum on the planet. But what I can tell you is it provides way more tone than any cajon on the planet. And keep in mind, right now, LP is coming out with a new cajon. I think they call it the 6-tone. You can get 6 tones out of that one. Ooh, by the way, you have to buy a seat. You have to buy a chair to sit in because this thing sits in front of you so you can play it like a drum kit. Well, guess what the Beat Seat allows you to do? Be the chair, and you could play it like a drum kit. You don't have to bend over to play it. So they're going backwards 50 years. We're taking you into the future. They're giving you 6 tones. I'm giving you omnitone. They'll charge you $850 for theirs. You need to buy a seat. You could pay $300 for mine, and you could sound like a 7-piece drum kit. You could put on a show all by yourself as a singer-songwriter. This show's sponsored by the Beat Seat. I am starting to do this. This show will be sponsored by different companies. So if you have an interest, if you're trying to promote a brand, and you'd like me to have a commercial each day, shoot me a DM and we'll discuss. I'm going to be working out budgets for people. I'll work with anybody. Look, I want to help you get your brand out there. I want to help you get your business to grow. And you know, one of my philosophies on this show is to help each other up, right? Well, that's what we should be doing. You guys have something to share, and I have a platform here. So let's take advantage of that. So each day what I'll probably have is maybe 5-10 minutes worth of commercials. That was my Beat Seat commercial for the day. But you could check out the Beat Seat at beatseat.rocks. And it is designed and patented by this guy right here, and utility and design patent. And I hand build each of them in Fairfield, Connecticut for about a month. We have a manufacturer who just can't wait to take over. He's like, Mark, can you stop building them and let us do it? Because we want the work. I'm like, yeah, but as long as I'm getting 1 or 2 orders at a time, I'm just going to keep building them. So I keep joking with you guys and saying, if you're not ordering a hand-built one by me, I don't know what you're thinking, because when you buy the one from the factory, they're all the same. They're all the same. It's the ones that I'm building right now that are unique. Each one is different. They're built to the same specifications, but I'm building them by hand. The inventor is putting his own personal touch on them. And I think that there's always like some signature to each model that I build. I look back like at every single model I've built. There's one little thing on it. I'm like, yeah, that's that model. If I ever see any of those models again, 20 years, I'll be like, I remember that one because I remember the distinct feature. And it's not necessarily that I put into the Beat Seat. It's a feature of the wood. It's just a speck on the wood. It's a vein. It's something in there that it's a defining characteristic to that Beat Seat. And it makes me not want to get rid of any of them. I literally build each one and then I'm like, mine. I'm going to keep this one, and let me build that person another one, and let me leave this one over here. And then I finish that one. I'm like, mine, Because they're beautiful. I want them. I want to have a room of Beat Seats. I have a room of Beat Seats, and my wife's always telling me to sell them. You can't just collect Beat Seats. You need to sell Beat Seats. And I'm like, yeah, but that one's mahogany, and that one's white oak, and then this one's flame maple. And she's like, yeah, but you only need one. I'm like, no, I want all of them. I'm in love with my own invention. I'm in love with what it accomplishes for me. You guys have seen, you see what I'm doing. This is me, all alone. Beat Seat, kicking it, playing. And then I'm adding more Beat Seat afterwards, just into the loop. That sounds like a drum kit. Drum kit, and not like a 3-piece. This is like a 5 or 7-piece. And that's one of the worst percussionists in the world. Imagine someone like a Carrington Brown going crazy on it. That's what I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see that performance from Vivo, because Dave's performance, watching it from a cell phone camera, is never going to be the same experience as it is being there and having that audio being recorded live from the studio. I can't wait for that. That's going to be insane. And the close-up, oh my goodness. I got shivers when I watched this with my wife. I said, this is like the beginning of where we need to be. And it took us 1.5 years to get to the moment where all of a sudden someone that's recognizes our instrument as something that's better. That is the hardest mission of all. I just posted on Instagram, if you guys can go over and like and comment this, but this is exactly what I was talking about. I think this could be one of the hardest jobs in the world, is being an inventor, just because you've created something that never existed, that just came to you and potentially could have global impact. And in order for that to actually have the impact, it's going to require an extraordinary amount of work. And most people aren't willing to put that time in. They'll start, but as soon as they start to get any resistance at all, they fold, they give up. Do you know how much resistance I've heard since I started with this product? Do you know how many people have said to me, how big is the market on the Beat Seat? You know, maybe you should talk to this person. They've got great ideas. They can give you better ideas than the Beat Seat. Excuse me. I personally believe anything that you can get a patent for has some sort of legs. Now, I don't know what you can do with it. If you can monetize and make a ton of money, or if you could just do something that can make you a comfortable living. But I believe getting a patent is something. Now, just think about this for a second. I started off with the first drum for guitar players. That was what it was. I wanted to be able to play shows by myself. I accomplished that. Perfect seat to sit and play guitar in, accomplished that. All of a sudden, someone said, hey, well, what if you take the guitar out of your hand? I'm like, well, geez, I guess then I've created the first drum you could sit upright and play with your hands and feet, because I have a panel right here in the center that's not flat. It's on a 45-degree angle. So you don't have to bend over to access it. You sit, and I've had 2 drummers say to me specifically on a video you can watch over here on YouTube, go over to the Beat Seat page, type in Beat Seat Drum, and subscribe, ding the bell over there too. I'm going to be going live there as well on the weekends. It's 2 drummers said this, speaking about the snare, is exactly where I want it. It's exactly where I want it to be, where my hands are. I don't have to work for it. I don't have to bend to reach it. I don't have to hurt my back. I could just sit like I was sitting in my drum stool with my drum kit around me, but instead I'm just here instead of like this. I'm down here instead. Comfortably. You could play for 3 hours straight on that thing before I designed the cushions that we're going to be designing for them. Soft cushion. We have to get so much. There's so many accessories for a Beat Seat too. Right now I'm like, look, you don't need accessories. Just get a Beat Seat and you could just knock people out of the park. Just drum kit, full shows by yourself, but you could start accessorizing. You could put a pedal on each side. You don't like kicking it with your heels? Put a pedal on each side. It's a wrap. So anyway, listen, I am heading to the city, hoping to meet Carrington, but it is 4 and I got to be down there at 6. And with traffic, it's probably not going to be likely I'll run into him today, but he's going to shoot a video for us, and I'm also going to have a chance to meet him at some point. But let's get to the news. What do you guys say? I'm going to switch this up. This is my news music. So today, let's see what we got. Come on, give me my news coverage. Where is it? Of course, it's not functioning. Of course, when you want something to work, it doesn't work. I'm going to try something with you guys on here real quick. Hopefully this works. Yeah, it should work. All right, let's try it one more time. Nope, not working. Oh, I know why. Guys, this is why. You can't put the news at the bottom and expect it not to show. Let's do it from the top. It's the news section. It's Real Talk. So today on the news, we got a couple of celebrity and I guess you would just call them entertainment stories before we get on to a health story. And then a little bit on archaeology. I love archaeology. And we kept that one for the end. A little Harrison Fordish type of thing. You know, Indiana Jones. It's one of my favorites. So did you guys hear about this? Justin Timberlake returns to set with Alicia Wainwright after PDA pics emerge. It's back to work for Justin Timberlake. The 38-year-old musician and actor reported to the set of Palmer on Monday in Louisiana. 2 days after photos of him holding hands with his co-star emerged. Yeesh. Isn't he married to Jessica? What's her name? You know what I'm talking about. Jessica Biel, says it right here. Hold on a second. Yeah, that looks a little sketchy right there. I don't know. That face right there looks a little sketchy there, Justin. I don't know what you're doing over there. Completely innocent? I don't know. If you go out to a bar after you finish shooting and you're holding hands with someone and they have their hand in your lap, don't think that's innocent. Something I thought was pretty funny. He had too much to drink and got carried away. Really? I think that's very true. Like, I don't know. Here's the thing. It's a balcony with a group full of people and it was definitely nothing happening. Well, yeah, of course, maybe on the balcony there was nothing happening, but the act of holding hands with this woman and then her hand on his inner thigh while they're sitting there is just leading towards an event that took place later that evening. I'm just saying. I always say it takes two to tango, right? I mean, it's not like, in order for someone to cheat, you have to be open to that opportunity taking place. Just don't put yourself into a situation. Don't put yourself into that position. And I think that's what happened here. JT put himself into a very precarious situation. And now I don't know what happens here, but Jessica Biel, seems like the type of person that won't stick around for someone who's doing that type of thing. I know I wouldn't, my wife wouldn't, and I'm having a feeling that this is going to be a story that continues on. I'm just saying. So this is something I wanted to chat with you guys. I brought this up the other day about Colin Kaepernick. They brought him out to have a workout session to see how he looked. And apparently nobody is even looking at the guy right now. Nobody watches Real Talk, apparently. What is going on with these NFL, these NFL teams aren't watching the Real Talk show? I mean, someone has to inform these guys to go back and watch my episode from last week, okay? Nike, whom everybody said is going to go under because they signed Colin Kaepernick to an endorsement deal. And watch this, Nike collapses. Give them a few months and they'll collapse. Oh yeah? They've gone up $27.1 billion. I think that's the figure, somewhere around there. $27.1 billion or 15% in valuation since they signed that guy to an endorsement deal. So my philosophy is this. If you're an NFL team and you're currently struggling to get fans in the door, you're struggling to build, I don't know, there's a lot of guys, they were talking about, I think it's the Redskins. You can get tickets to a Redskins game for like $5. I don't know if that's really the case, but no one's going to these games. Hello? $27.1 billion at Nike because this guy is just different. Even if you don't play him, just take him, put him on the bench, let him do his kneel thing, whatever the heck he's going to do. But if you're looking to have a statement, get people to watch your team, get people in the door, this guy's sitting there. No one's looking at them, apparently. I don't know. So here's just a little health secret trick I want you guys to just keep in mind. This is something, especially we're hearing a lot more about different types of cancer, and lung cancer being one that you just cannot detect. This simple finger trick that could diagnose lung cancer. And when I saw that, I just said, I think this is for something we need to just take a read through. So, basically, here's the concept. You see this right here, right in the middle. Let me try to give you a better look here. Right in the middle here, there is a diamond. When you put your nails together, like so, if you put your nails together like so and you look in between that space, you should see a diamond. If you don't see a diamond and it's flat like this, and it's just, there's no diamond and it's just a straight shot for your nails all the way down, you could have lung cancer. And basically, it says people with lung cancer don't know that their fingers are clubbing. They're starting to bend. And what is finger clubbing? Clubbing describes changes to the shape of the fingers and nails. It usually starts with the nail bed becoming soft and surrounding skin shiny. The nail then looks more curved than viewed from the side. Just making sure. Just making sure, guys. But that is something I checked immediately. I was like, yep, diamond, good. Whew, thank goodness. I'm classic for just being like, I won't go to the doctor until I'm feeling like it's like really, really dire. Like all of a sudden I'm like, okay, I think I may need antibiotics. But besides that, they're not going near me. And my father is the opposite. My father is it's like the, what's like $6 Million Man? What do they call it? He's basically like every part of his body has been worked on. But I just am terrified. I'm just terrified. So I'm just like, look, just stay away from me. Hopefully I'll be okay. I'm just going to maybe drink some more water or something like that. Anyway, that is just something. The finger trick. You should just make sure anybody who's curious and says, I'm coughing a lot or they have some lingering cough, that's something. Do the finger trick and just see if there's no gap there, no diamond shape in between your nail and I guess where your two bones meet right there, where your knuckles meet, you may have lung cancer. You should really go get checked out. Just something I thought you may want to check out. Here's something that I want to bring up just because of what I have a follower and friend over here on Facebook and Instagram. His name's Darlin. He's from Brazil. And we've been talking recently back and forth about, positivity and everything with the Real Talk Show, essentially. And I know he's down in Brazil. He's dealing with this guy, Bolsonaro. And I just want to read the story for you because I am a fan of archaeology. I think it's continuing to search for new and old is very important for us to understand where we came from and where we're going. The other thing is, and this is something that you'll hear here, it's kind of amazing. There were millions and millions of people in the Amazon back then. So let me just read this to you. Archaeologists fear Bolsonaro agenda will kill Amazon civilization research. When archaeologists Eduardo Cazuo and Marjorie Lima recently unearthed 9 pre-Columbian funerary urns in Tiwari, a tiny community in Brazil's Amazon rainforest, their immediate reaction was a mix of pleasure and desperation. The bulbous vessels containing human remains and writhing with anthropomorphic painted serpents and monkeys are the only ones of their kind to be excavated intact. That's huge. But the extraordinary find last year underlined the precarious situation of the small team at the Marmorea Institute for Sustainable Development, which found them. Basically, the bottom line is this guy's trying to shut down archaeology. He's cutting funding, and I just don't understand. And then he wants to give the rainforest to the loggers and to the miners. And why? We have a lot of people protesting here in the United States between climate change and deforestation. Can some of them just jump on a plane down to Brazil and protest this guy? I mean, how is this even going on? Oh, we're just going to give the rainforest away to the loggers. Let's just cut it all down. Now, I don't know for certain, but I'd heard from a few scientist friends of mine that there are so many different species they still haven't discovered in the rainforest, and potentially so many cures to diseases through these same species, through these different plants and animals, everything that carry potential. And this guy wants to just stamp it out. Let's just get rid of it all. So I don't know about you guys. I don't like that. So go down there and protest. How about leave America alone for a little while? Let them take a break. I think America needs a break. Can we do that? We should call for 24-hour break. No politics for 24 hours. I don't want to hear from either side. I just want a day of peace. I haven't seen one day of peace since 2016. One day where people are just walking around with a smile, like, oh, I'm alive. Yeah, you're alive. And you're walking around dead. Because all you're doing is thinking about the negative and tearing people down. Oof. This is why I shut the TV off so long ago. I don't need that in my life, guys. I don't need the negativity. I'll just generate my own positivity. That's what I'm planning to do for the rest of my life, guys. So listen, I'm heading down to the city. I got a journey ahead of me. And I hope you guys enjoyed this take 2 of Real Talk. I'll probably come live with you on Instagram, most likely, during the entrepreneur event. I don't want to pop too much stuff on here. I know how you guys are. But I will go live on Instagram and drop a little bit more over there during the entrepreneur event. And if I do have a chance to somehow, I don't think it's going to work out to meet Carrington today, but if I do somehow have a chance to get down and meet with Carrington, that will be broadcasted live and potentially on all of these channels. Because I really want to hear what he has to say about the Beat Seat. And I'm just so pumped that he loves it. I know I love it, but it's nice to hear a musician who's out there playing with her say they love it. So that's it for today, guys. I'll see you tomorrow on the next Real Talk. Remember, if you have any topics, shoot them over. Subscribe and ding that bell. Don't forget, live every day forever. It's Mark Pyers.
I was walking down the road today, looking for another way to ease my mind and know my living.
It's Real Talk.
I look into the windows of the passing cars driving next to me.